Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something that I've done before. It's called an anti-haul. It's going to be my second one. If y'all haven't seen this before, it's kind of a negative, but not really. It's pretty much a video talking about like products that you don't think are worth the hype. It doesn't mean that you've tried them. It could mean that you've tried them, like other things from that brand. And also I do want to do a little disclaimer. Number one, I don't own any of these products, and number two, pretty much all these brands, I love these brands. It's just some things I'm just not interested in or I don't think are worth the money. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, since I don't have these products, I'll just be showing them on my phone like most people do. And the person that started this video was Kimberly Clark. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, these are the new Huda Beauty Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. I thought these were awesome because they're $27, and I always wanted to try one of her palettes, but they're like $65, and I don't want to be spending $65, and I don't have $65 to spend on an eyeshadow palette. So I never really picked them up, but then she came out with these smaller eyeshadow palettes that still have like 9 eyeshadows in them for like $27, and I think that's a really great deal. But I was really disappointed. I actually tried the mauve one, and I didn't think it was very pigmented. I hear a lot of people talking really great about them, and I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not a person that wants to have to wet my brush to get metallics to work for me, like, because I don't have time for that. I just want to be able to swipe it on and be able to go, or pat it on, whatever. I didn't feel like they worked for me, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if people are just saying they're good and they're not. But this one specifically, though, I think is really pointless. It's this one right here, and it's their electric one. Like, that is, I mean, I guess it's good if like you don't use colors all the time and you wouldn't have to spend too much money, but that's still $27 on something that you're not going to use very often, most likely. If you are, then maybe you'd like it, because I've heard this one's really pigmented and maybe it's better than the mauve one, but I don't know. I've heard some people say too, like, if you're interested in some of these colors, a lot of these same colors are in the Jaclyn Hill palette. So if you already have the Jaclyn Hill palette, just disregard this. You don't need it. And they also have a smoky one, They also have a smoky one, which I really wanted, but once again, after seeing that mauve one, I don't want it. It sucks because I'll zoom into the silver, like, it looks so metallic. It looks like a crushed diamond. And that's what the mauve one looks like too, but it's not pigmented at all. It's like I could spend that much on plenty of other things that are way more pigmented, so that's a pass. Next, this is the new Fenty Beauty, the Stunna Lip Paint Longwear Fluid Lip Color. And it's in the shade Uncensored. It's supposed to be a perfect universal red. This is what it looks like. It's got a really weird shape to it. I personally have not tried anything from Fenty Beauty. I've heard a lot of great things and a lot of negative things, so I can't really say anything. But this just doesn't interest me. I was somewhat interested until I saw Makeup by Emily Fox, I think is what it is. And she was talking about it and doing like a comparison with the Sephora lip colors compared to this. And the Sephora lip one lasted longer than this. This one was wearing off and stuff like that. And it's $24, which is pretty average for a liquid lip. But if it's just like wearing off and coming off, that's not really liquid lipstick. That's just like a lipstick that's just liquefied. It's not actually long lasting. So I'm just not really interested in something like that. If I'm going to have a red, I feel like red is a color that you truly want to be a liquid lipstick that's long lasting, because you don't want to have to worry about it bleeding or going out of your lines or have to reapply it. It's not a fun thing. So if you're interested in this but you want something that's actually long lasting, in her video she mentioned that the Sephora liquid lip line, and I think it's Always Red or something like that is the shade. And so I would check that out, maybe save some money. I think those were like $12, so half the price. Just my tip. Okay, next. This is the NARS Narcissus Wanted Eyeshadow Palette. That's what it looks like. Now for me, and it's really not picking up very well, it's kind of more of a cranberry shade. It's coming off a little brown. But for me, it's not necessarily like, I love NARS and I do like their eyeshadows. I don't feel like their metallics are like top quality, but their mattes are really good, and they're still, their metallics do have a nice sheen on them. For me, it's more like they're a little late to the game on this one. It's $59, which is pretty pricey for an eyeshadow palette, but it's kind of average, kind of. But for me, it's more about the fact that like they've already come out with so many like cranberry and warm and eyeshadow palettes. Like I have a feeling that soon like that phase is going to be passing through and we're going to bring back cools or something like that, because it's just gotten so overboard. But I mean, if you really want this palette, you know, probably the same quality would be like the mauve palette that I was talking about before. That isn't very good, but there's a lot. Like I have this the Tarte Toasted palette. Like it's got a lot of warms, and there's even like a cranberry shade right there, which isn't picking up very well on camera, but it is like a cranberry. Like if you have this or the Modern Renaissance palette, I don't really think you need that. I think they're just popping them out and everybody's like, ooh, I love warm eyeshadow, I love warm eyeshadow, and so they're trying to buy them all. But if you look at your collection, you probably have these same colors, so I don't really feel like you need it. Okay, next. This isn't necessarily something new. They've come out with a special edition holiday thing, but I just definitely want to mention it because this is ridiculous. It's the Supersonic Hairdryer by Dyson, and it's $400. Like, who has that kind of money? $400 for a hairdryer? I don't think so. That's just ridiculous. Like, I can think of so many. That's like more than my car payment. I just think it's ridiculous to pay that much. I mean, if you have that money and you think it's great, that's good, but a lot of us like can't even afford that. And like there's a lot of hairdryers that are so much better than that. Like we had a Chi one that was really great, and right now we have like a Conair Infinity Pro, and it's awesome. Like you don't need to spend that much money to have a good quality hairdryer. I don't care what it claims. There's no way possible that it's worth $400. That's just totally ridiculous. Okay, next. Evidently I'm talking about a lot of eyeshadow palettes today. Next is this right here. It is the new Urban Decay Troublemaker eyeshadow palette, and then it comes with a travel size mascara of the Troublemaker mascara. I do like their Troublemaker mascara. It is really good. I got one of their like travel sizes because I just want to try it out. But I don't know what it is about this palette. It just doesn't interest me at all. I don't know if it's because it's like so small and it's so weird how like right here like half of it's black and half of it's white. It's like maybe they were trying to be practical with that, but it's like you're getting very little eyeshadow. Like you're not even getting enough. You could barely get your brush in there depending on how small your brush is. And then it's got like just really random colors to me. It's only got, not including the white and black, 3 matte colors. No, maybe 4. But it's just, I guess they kind of go together, but it's just not interesting to me at all. It was just, and it was totally out of the blue. I never heard anybody talk about it, and all of a sudden they just popped it out, and it's like, what was their plan with this? I'm not sure. I guess it's mainly the white and black where it's just like split that just really throws me off. But I'm definitely not interested in that. So let me know if y'all have tried it and what y'all think about it. Maybe it's just throwing me off about that and it's actually good, but it is $39, which is less expensive than a lot of their palettes. But also, I'm guessing by the look of the pan size, it's pretty small eyeshadows, so there's probably a reason why it's less. Okay, next, this is the Kat Von D Metal Crush Extreme Highlighter Palette. It comes with 3 highlighters. There we go. Honestly, the deal, the price for it is pretty good. It's $36. I've never actually tried one of her highlighters. Her eyeshadows are really good, so I assume the powder is so really good. It's not so much that why I wouldn't get it. It's more like the colors. Like this one is like almost a blush. So I guess you could use it for a blush. It's just the colors kind of throw me off for a highlighter. I'm not really somebody that likes the highlighter that's like a rainbow or like holographic. I don't like that. I like it to be like where it kind of melts into my skin. Like I love the, I have right here the Becca Champagne Pop. It's like a really pretty highlighter and it's very like, wow, out there. But at the same time, it kind of blends in with my skin. It doesn't look like just a streak of highlighter. I don't really like that. And I feel like stuff like this accentuates your pores more and just like makes it look just like a streak on your face. So that's just my opinion. It is a good value, and if you like that kind of stuff, then it is a pretty good deal. So it's just preference. Okay, this next one I am so iffy on. I was really iffy on even putting it in here because number one, I love this brand and I love their eyeshadows, but it's just so weird to me. A little bit less weird than the next one, but this is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Metallic Matte Eyeshadow Palette. This is what it looks like. It looks really pretty, and I'm a big fan of this green right here. I love green eyeshadow. It's so hard to find really good green eyeshadow. And honestly, one of my favorite green eyeshadows, other than the L'Oreal one, was made by Too Faced. So it's so weird, but it's just, there's not very many mattes, and it's mainly metallics. And like this pink kind of throws me off right here. And it's just, I don't feel like you could get a lot of dimension, because there's like a cream shade kind of like to set it down or to put in your brow bone. And then there's like a light brown, a deep brown, and a black. Which I guess you could get a lot of that, but then the rest is metallic. So the only thing really changing would be your lid shade. You'd be doing the same thing, so you really wouldn't get very much different looks out of it other than the lid. And I feel like for that pink shade, I'd want like a more mauve shade in my crease, or to build it up, you know, to have some contrast. I don't know, but then it does look really pretty at the same time. I'm not sure. I'm very confused on this one. And I haven't seen really anybody do videos on it, so I don't even know if the quality of the eyeshadow is any good, because it's in the pans that are normally really good. Like, I love the chocolate bar palette, I love the sweet peach palette, I love the bonbon palette. I have this semi-sweet palette, and I love the quality of it. I just wasn't a fan of the colors in it, but I love all of them like that. So if they're the same quality, maybe if the metallics are really, really good, it would be worth it. But I'm not sure. And it goes for $49, just like the rest of their palettes, and that's what it looks like again. So I'm not sure. Supposedly too, like, I'm not really sure how that's possible, but somehow it's infused with real gold. I don't know. But that's just my thoughts on that. Next is the NYX Born to Glow highlighting palette. This is what it looks like. First, to start off with, before I say the main point of why I don't want to get this, the shades are just like, this one right here, like, is that supposed to be a bronzer, or I guess maybe a highlight for deeper skin tones? It's just like, it doesn't really interest me, the colors. And then they still have like a cheap kind of packaging on top of a $25 for a drugstore highlight. Is NYX like not even drugstore anymore? Like, because their prices just keep jumping up and up and up, and it's ridiculous. Like, we're supposed to be saving money if we're getting money at the drugstore. At this price, for like about $15 more, I think you can get the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I could be wrong. Or even that Metal Crush highlighter that I told you before, if you were more interested in those kind of shades. Like, that's ridiculous. We shouldn't be spending that much money for drugstore. I don't understand, but it just doesn't interest me, and the price is just crazy. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Next, once again, I do want to remind you that I do love the brand Too Faced, but my next one is also a Too Faced eyeshadow palette, and is their Too Faced Clover, a Girl's Best Friend eyeshadow palette. It's based on, it doesn't show a picture of the front, but it's got like Jared, which is like the CEO or the owner of Too Faced. His little dog is named Clover, and so it's like around that kind of theme. But this is what, first of all, also on the outside, like, I don't have a picture of it in front of me, but it just looks so like little kiddish. It kind of reminds me of like Lisa Frank when I was little, like the little designs and stuff like that. And most of the kids buying this for like $49 aren't going to be like little kids. They're going to be like my age or older, maybe a little bit younger. So the colors to me in this are just like all over the place. Like, it does not inspire me at all. I don't see like what looks I would come up with that. It does have some kind of cool colors like that purple, but then it doesn't go together with any of their matte shades. And then it has like a matte green, but then it doesn't have like a green metallic that you would put with it. I don't know, it's so confusing to me. It just seems like there's just a bunch of colors they just threw in the palette, and we're like, okay, here's a palette. It just, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of that, and I've heard a lot of people say the same thing, that they're not a fan of it. It shows that only 7 people have done reviews, and it has like not even 3 full stars. So not very good, considering most of the time their palettes are really good. I'm just not a fan. I hope the chocolate gold one is out, because I am a little curious about that, and I do love like their chocolate collection and everything else. So I'm kind of sad that they came out with 2 new palettes, and I'm probably not even going to get them, but I don't know. Maybe they're good. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section below if you've tried one of these and they actually are good. And that completes my second anti-haul. I hope you enjoyed this video. This video is supposed to be just kind of fun and lighthearted to talk about. Sometimes you don't always need the newest stuff. Sometimes it's not good, or sometimes you have stuff in your collection that you don't realize because you're so hyped up because everybody's like, ooh, here's a new product, because they put out so much new makeup all the time. Sometimes you forget that you probably already have something similar in your collection and you could save your money for something else that you don't have or that's totally different and exciting. So I hope you'll enjoy. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.